Y si nos entregamos y lo perdemos por completo, y si nos tiramos a que esto sea cierto, lo que revelaste en tan poco tiempo, una mina de oro, son tus pensamientos. Y si nos entregamos.
So what's up, everyone? Welcome back to your channel, Brighter Life Institute. I am Alicia. Today I want to decode the connective function between the INFJ and the ENTP. Oh well, this was a really long and complex cut down to understand the connective function between the INFJ and the ENTP, and how by doing. For many people out there that claim that the ENTP and the INFJ are opposite, and they are opposite attract. By going through the connective function of each of these personality type, I discover they are not opposite at all, and as I suspected, they actually two pieces from the same puzzle. Many people out there go through their life based on the decision who they're going to be friends with or who they're going to date based on feelings. Later they realize not only feeling and love doesn't make a relationship work, but they can be problematic. They are overthink that really matter in a relationship, like, does your partner understand you? Can you communicate about many different topics with your partner? Do you feel safe with your partner? Can your partner compliment you where you feel weak? So meaning you're going to learn about how they deal with things, and that is going to help you to be the better version of yourself. Does your partner support your personal growth, intellectual or professional, or the things that you really dream to want for yourself in your life? Do you have a loving partner? Do you have a partner and a connection, a union where you can develop as a person? All of those things are really essential, and those things are things that many people are not at all thinking about until the relationship break out, and until they realize, okay, there was this and this and this and that was important. So the reason I'm talking about that is I realize that the way people match each other in their own mind or get matched by over the society are criteria that doesn't match them at all. I mean, the person is good looking, they have a good job, they are tall, they are attractive, the sex is good. These are very superficial matching criteria. Here with the ENTP and the INFJ, these are two people that are not looking to be matched, but they match. They match, and they match each other in every level. Where one is weak, the other is strong. Or by either wanting to be that way, they are naturally matching each other. By going through stage by stage of the four function, the connective function in the Myers-Briggs for the personality type. Each personality type in the Myers-Briggs have four functions. By going through those functions stage by stage. We see in every stage the ENTP and the INFJ are matching, complementing each other. This is really truly the match. So let's start with the first function. Every personality type in the Myers-Briggs have a dominant function. For the INFJ, the dominant function is the NI. The NI is the introverted intuition. It's truly what makes the INFJ be the rarest personality type from the Myers-Briggs. The NI go through internal connection. They can put the dot together regarding things that will happen in the past and also in the future. But most importantly is how the NI function help the INFJ put in some understanding and some light regarding what could have happened to a person, especially in the childhood, with the emotion, their feeling, etc. INFJ can connect to the point how a person feel because of this NI function, this introverted intuition. This function look for inner meaning, looking to converge on one single truth in a situation. When looking toward the future, they may brainstorm various possibilities, but it is all for the purpose of understanding what will actually come to be, not what could come to be. Therefore, the EI users are often stereotyped as being psychic. Yes, the INFJ can really truly predict what's going on in the future and what has happened to you before. They truly could. In reality, NI users are skilled at seeing the underlying term or reality behind the surface and can therefore understand situation with a great depth. For example, understanding symbolism in a piece of literature. It is a conversion function that takes a singular topic or situation and goes into it, looking to understand its true essence. They see the symbolism behind things and seek out deeper truth than what is present on the surface. Even when they don't have sufficient proof to back their claim, they may just feel like something is true or right, in addition being introverted. This analysis will mainly go internally in the person's head and body. Now let's look at the dominant function for the ENTP. The ENTP dominant function is the NE. This is an extravert intuition. ENTP are well known to be the extravert one, the people that is connected to the outside. They are really the exterior, and we're gonna discuss this a little bit further after I go through their function and what is E and E is truly all about. Any function is extroverted intuition or INE. This function is future oriented and work to envision possibility. It look for new opportunity, wanting to understand all the different ways a situation could unfold. It is a diversion function that creatively present option about settling on one plan and enjoy the brainstorming stage of the process. It takes a single topic or situation and goes out of it. Creatively generate ideas outside of that one reality. Therefore, they may bring up seemingly random ideas, story, etc. in a conversation because their mind jump to over connection. They can see past the fact and details to the inner meaning and connect this different idea to the other. Their train to thought may be hard to follow because they jump from idea to this disparate ideas so quickly. In addition, being an extroverted function, they will want to conduct this brainstorming verbally with others. This means that the ENTP, for them, it's really important to verbalize and share, communicate the idea to the other people. ENTP are not really worried about having people disagreeing with them or having difficult conversation with other people. For a fact, they may be looking for it. What they're looking for in a deep way is to practice their skills of debater. Let's not forget that ENTP is a debater and they are not a debater for anything. So they don't mind, that they get with somebody that promptly disagree with them. They actually will love that. One of the points that I want to come back to about this NE function in the ENTP is the part where they say that they can see past the fact and details to the inner meaning and connect this different idea to the other one. Here we have a complementary match of the INFJ and the ENTP. The INFJ dominant function is the ENI, is an introvert intuition. The dominant function of the ENTP is the ENE, extravert intuition. The INFJ are very good to go to the details. They really do not pass any details. This is really easy for them to catch details. But you see that the function of the ENTP, they have a tendency to pass the details. This also is a good match, is complementary if we dare to look at it close. The NI function narrow down concept to few abstract concepts as possible, and the NE continuously gather and create new connection. This is really interesting how those two are functioning. If we put those two in a team based on only the dominant function, this is a very strong team. In auxiliary, second important function for the INFJ, we have the FE. One thing I would like to say is the ENTP and the INFJ share two similar functions, but they are located in different stages in their personality. They share the FE and the TI. We are going to look how those two are using the same function but differently. So here as a second function we have the FE for the INFJ. This function has to do with the group and morality. FE user value the harmony of the group and try to make sure everyone is feeling good. They do not have a very clear view of their own feeling or belief outside the context of others. Therefore, they often need to talk out their feeling with someone else, evaluate their feeling in the context of a group, or hear other people give their perspective on a situation. This makes emotional decisions based on how the group feel and what they value, and feel extremely uncomfortable if there is disagreement in their special group. They make emotional decisions based on how the group feel and what they value, and feel extremely uncomfortable if there is a disagreement in their social group. They see morality as something relatively universal and therefore may come across as judgmental, since they may place their moral judgment upon other people's lives. They conform to group behavior, follow group norms, and understand society, culture, and law. However, this is not to say that all FE users are fine abandoning their personal belief in order to fit in with others. Merely, they prefer to reach a group consensus and like the idea of maintaining harmony. In addition, they are much more dependent on affirmation from others and feel uncomfortable if someone disapproves of their behavior or dislike. The INFJ, yes, care about how other people feel, but they are capable to pass that, especially if they see that what is important is the morality, is the just, is what really matter to many than a group of people. So just to put a little touch in the ending of this function for the INFJ. Now for the secondary function for the ENTP, we have the TI. TI fall in the judging function, and it's an extrovert function. Here again, you see that INFJ have the FE as introvert and ENTP extrovert. This match just continue to happen. Here we see again a match in this secondary function for the INFJ and ENTP. The INFJ had FE as extrovert function, and here the ENTP has TI as introvert function. TI function is introverted thinking, or TI. This function seeks to understand the world of idea, to make rational, logical judgment in one mind. TI seek logic and understanding the world by taking the experience and fact of the outer world and filtering them. Does this make sense? How can I understand this? It has a complicated internal framework of idea and a concept that may or may not be utilized for outer plans. TI is good at focusing on a single problem, figuring out what is wrong, and then coming up with a plan to fix it. It constantly seeks understanding, taking idea apart and playing with theory for the sole purpose to understand them. Sound like a good activity for the ENTP, don't you think? They have a strong sense of inner control, like working on a dependent project, and are outwardly disciplined. When they approach choice in life, they make decisions based on their independent internal sense of rationale and logic. They may appreciate wit and intellectual humor, like playing with ideas, and may seem to approach life with some more serious outlook. They see life as a series of intellectual and physical challenge to overcome by their inner discipline and rationality. Yes, ENTP really approach, and in their discussion they are very rational and logical. They are less about feeling compared to the INFJ. Here again, because we have a function that is extravert for the INFJ and introvert for the ENTP, we got again a match between those two in those functions. Now in the third connective function for the INFJ, we have the TI. The TI that we saw to be in the secondary function for the ENTP. Let's see what he said. Tertiary function is introverted thinking, or TI. They are interested in theory, information for the sake of learning, and playing with ideas inside their head. In a situation, they can identify logical flows, analyze and play with abstract concepts. It owns their judgment, bringing fact and logic to their belief about things. TI seek to understand the world around them, becoming interested in various topics just for the sake of understanding, learning and conquering the problem. They can ponder abstract theory for the lengthy amount of time or by being bored. They can also identify the course of action that they consider the most rational, although they may not act on it if it conflicts with their gut feeling, NI, or on crush on a group value, FE. The dominant function of NE and FE play a big part here, how they are going to let this function affect them. Now let's move to the third function of the NTP, and that's the FE. We saw the FE before, and the FE was in the second we saw the FE function before, that was in second position for the INFJ. Here we have it as in the third position for the ENTP. The FE function is an extravert feeling. It's a function that seeks harmony, that makes social judgment based off what the group or those around them value. They gauge the emotion and value of those around them, making them able to develop a connection with others. The independent nature from their NE and TI take precedence over their desire to make those around them happy or conform to other behavior. However, they do have a desire to be socially validated and to be perceived support and affirmation from those around them. However, they are less able than the INFJ to gauge, related to, or respond appropriately to the emotion of others, and are generally less likely to conform to social norms. Here, this function, this FE function for the ENTP is important, but it's lacking a bit for the NTP, that they take in consideration the feeling of others. Something that the INFJ will do. This can be a cause of problem for the ENTP, because already the communication style is more rational, logical, and don't take too much in consideration the feeling, the internal. It seems for the ENTP, this internal connection is a bit of challenge. But here, again, we have a match between extrovert and introvert function. On a fourth level for the INFJ, we have the inferior function, the function that is not too preferred to the INFJ, the function where the person, this personality type, is not that comfortable with, the function that they're lacking to develop or they choose to not use. That function that we call inferior are problematic for this personality type. This function for the INFJ is the SE. The SE function is the inferior function and is an extroverted sensing, or SE. This means that in the general, INFJs are uncomfortable interacting with the outer world. They may go through life in a dreamlike state, finding it difficult to feel that they are really existing in the here and now. They may not need to learn by doing, instead being perfectly capable to understanding new concept theoretically simply in their mind. They may have limited coordination and generally dislike and are as untalented at sensory experience like sport. When INFJ do employ their SE, it may be in unhealthy way, overindulging in a material sensation. You may see unhealthy INFJ partying, drinking, and indulging in sex irrationally, and they may have a deep down desire to fulfill this personal, although it doesn't reflect their true personality. This is really problematic for the INFJ. They are not comfortable with the outer world. And this SE is what they're lacking, this extravert, intuition. This extravert sensing is really found all over the ENTP. ENTP have no problem to extravert sensing. The INFJ, unfortunately, they are really struggling with it. Now for the ENTP, let's see what this inferior function is for them. And for them we have the SI. This function, SI, generally they are bad at remembering small details and memory, preferring to think about the present or future. They tend to think about the overall vision or sense they get from ideas instead of actual fact, numbers, memorization, etc. They prefer to orient themselves toward the future than toward the past and dislike being tied down in a routine or tradition. However, deep down they may strive for a more traditional, organized life, although their personality suggests the opposite, and they choose align with their evil. And their true personality and value do not align with this evil. When they indulge in SE, they may become quiet, hesitant about sharing their idea with others, obsessive over details and extremely concerned with their body. So to say, for the ENTP, they may have this idealization that they want to settle down, have a traditional lifestyle, be married, have children, and so on. But it seems this is go against a bit the true personality. This is why we see a lack of SE in them. The difference between SE, extrovert sensing, is the gathering, getting new information and experience. And for the SE is introverted sensing. They organize that information, organize bookshelf, they organize the information they have already. This is very interesting because again, we have a very strong match here between the INFJ, the ENTP in their inferior, function as well, where what the ENTP are good at is to go outside and gathering information from outside and But interestingly here in the inferior function, it is the INFJ that is looking for new information, new details to put together and to analyze, when the ENTP are kind of stuck and using the information they have already to try to work with them. It's really interesting because usually that behavior of gathering and looking at information is from the ENTP, but here the INFJ is doing that in the inferior function. You can see that the issue those two have even match each other. The issue of the INFJ, they're not very that comfortable with the exterior, with the outside thing. But the ENTP are very good at that. But the ENTP seem to really neglect in a very deep way in every of their function of their personality the importance to look at details, the importance to prioritize, to look internally what's going on, the importance to also kind of work for a base to be real. They find it very hard and not sufficient, not enough to have this tradition lifestyle. INFJ, ENTP are really a good match. They are really a good match because clearly where INFJ are not good, ENTP are. ENTP need this balance in their life, that the INFJ are very good to create and to focus on building what's here and now and to build something solid, because ENTP, they need to fly away, they need to be free, they need to try their things, but deep down they also need that security to have a base, to have traditional things in place, but not traditional things that stop them, that block them, that make them too subtle. They need that balance, and INFJ connection are bringing this balance to them. For the INFJ, interacting and connecting with the ENTP is also very important, because this ENTP are bringing so much rich environment to them and rich experience to them, to their world, culturally, finding some new ideas, some new stuff that they did not think about or experience. The NTP are very good with that. So overall, once again, I will say ENTP and NFJ are really a very good match. It's a very good match for a relationship and a very good match for a friendship. This internal work that the ENTP are neglecting is a very important work that this personality type need to have in their life. This connection to the external world that the INFJ are neglecting is a very important connection that the INFJ need in their life. Overall, those two people are bringing, by connecting to each other, they bring in valuable things to each other life that they need. They need in order to be a balanced person. They need in order to have happiness, joy, peace in their life. And they also need each other personality, strength, weakness, interest, and energy in order to be intellectually involved, intellectually growing, and for their self-development, for their life, for their dream, and other things. If you are an INFJ watching this, or an NTP, you got it. I don't know how clearly other match are matching, but this is a match. This is an incredible match when you really decode what's make those two people to be so strong for each other. I believe truly this is the piece of one puzzle. Once they come together, you have here two very incredible people that are coming together. Everything is possible here, and so that's what I wanted to share with you today. Decoding the cognitive function of the INFJ and the ENTP. Incredible exercise. By doing this exercise, I realized those two are really not opposite. They are very similar. They are complementing each other in every level. This is incredible. Alright, so I hope you liked this video. Sorry it was a bit long, and I hope the reading, and it's very difficult to remember every detail, so it's best when I read it out to you. I thank you so much today to have watched your channel Brighter Life Institute. I am Alicia, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.